Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Real Estate of Canada, certified international property specialist, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Today we're going to talk a couple of things, particularly defaulting on mortgage payments and how to avoid them, and also I'll talk to you today about Invest in Dubai Expo 2020 trade mission. My colleagues from the United States, Wendy Cohen, a CIPS, and Frank McNennis, CIPS, they are the team leader and they are taking a trade mission to Expo 2020 Dubai. It was very interesting to look at the details and present this to Realty Coffee Talk, because Realty Coffee Talk is building global connectivity and partnership. So this particular presentation was done today and shared on YouTube and other social media. There was two important part of this that I wanted to talk to you about it. One was connectivity of international property show, where people around the world, investors, builder, business professional, manufacturer, startup technology, education, innovation, and women leadership, they are participating in this. This is a 6-month event going on, and this trade mission from my colleagues, CIPS from United States, they are taking it from 22nd March to 31st of March, and it's very exciting opportunity to see. The two important thing was the IPS show, where you really integrate and connect with investors and builders and developers all around the world. Second one was the annual investment meeting, AIM. It was presented by Wendy, and I believe the International Property Show was presented by Frank. Very detailed. If you want to watch that episode, please go to realtycoffeetalk.com and subscribe my YouTube channel. You can watch this episode. It has a lot of details. If you are a Canadian who wants to go invest and visit this and learn the trade of real estate, construction, technology, developer, engineering, concept, architect, planner, builder, realtors, mortgage brokers, is a wealth of information and is worth exploring the option. If you ever want to explore that option, please give me a call, 416-451-3489, and I can help you to connect with the Frank and Wendy to make sure that you are able to be a part of this trade show. I haven't heard any Canadian company or investors or builders are participating. So I'm encouraging all Canadians, even real estate professionals, brokerage, who has interest, please get back, call me, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you. Let's go back to the topic of today, how to avoid default on mortgage. The challenge is when you are signing a mortgage, you are making a commitment with the lender, and you are agreeing to terms and conditions under which you will fulfill your obligation because you are borrowing money from the lender. And there is a charge on your property where the title is registered. There is a charge registered there. In case you default on them, they have a recourse to take initiative action to put property under power of sale. You have to avoid that. And there are a couple of things that we want to talk about is that what will you do when you have a missed payment? First of all, you don't want to miss your mortgage payment because that's the worst thing you want to do it. Second thing is you look at your stuff, how you are dealing with your issues right now. You have to properly plan and cut down your expenses. You have to take certain steps that you have to do. So first of all, when you have closed the deal, you got a mortgage, make sure you thoroughly review the mortgage terms and conditions, because those are the terms and conditions that you have agreed with the lender. You may have rushed yourself to go to the lawyer, and you didn't want to even listen to your lawyer when he wanted to explain you about terms and conditions. Oh, I had know everything. But when things get tough, you can get in trouble. So those conditions will come back and haunt you. The most important thing is that you want to make sure you are servicing your debt. You are limiting your service to a limit on your debt. Therefore, you are not really thinning down your financial position where you are vulnerable to be defaulting on payment. And this is why the OFSI has this stress test to make sure if there is a change in your condition income, you are able to manage it for a period of time before something happens. So you are able to dispose of the property, because if you have put a lot of money and you already have equity in there and you can't make any payment, you have to talk to your family, your friends, or look back to your saving that you have to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Now, before you need to prevent mortgage default. How you do that? You have to talk to your lender to find out what are your options there. Talk to your lawyer to find out what are under your conditions that you have. How can I prevent this? Sometimes you will get some assistance from family, my some friends. You may have to borrow some money. You may have to do something to avoid the default of mortgage payment, because when you default on mortgage payment, the lender becomes very sensitive to this, because they feel that now maybe you are in a downturn, you lost a job or income, and you're not able to pay that. Maybe you'll be able to borrow money to pay the first or second payment. But if you have a long-term agreement, 3, 4 years, 5 years, and you see that that income delay in you will cause you a problem to carry on. How long can you borrow money from some your friends or family member? You eventually will have no choice but to sell the property. Now, depending on the market condition, I hope that you have negotiated a good deal and you are disposed of the property, and you may end up paying a penalty, but you will not lose your equity. Now, what else can you do? You also have to reduce your lifestyle. If you're doing expensive buying gifts and things for yourself, if you're trying to buy a brand new car, please delay that. If you have other expenses, you want to do some furniture buying, which is not necessary because you need to protect the house before you think about furniture. So this is why you have to look back and reduce all your lifestyle, which is a major expense for you, so you are able to manage your expenses. The most important, therefore, for you is talk to your lawyer to get some guidance, and talk to your lender who gave you the mortgage, because under this pandemic, when it started, the government has given instruction to the bank, and you are able to delay mortgage up to 6 months. You still have to pay the interest payments, but you were allowed to do that. But how long the bank will do that? The best thing is to go pick up the phone and call. Unfortunately, these days, people don't answer phones so quickly. You have to go online. You may have to send an email. Make sure you have a phone number of your account manager, email a number, or the branch. Go there, all do 3 things. Go and talk to the lender to make sure that you're not going to be defaulting on this. What happens is when you default on your payment is that it's going to be bad on your credit. So it's not something that you want to do that. So when you have a first payment default, the bank, believe me, if you don't call the bank will be calling you. So it's very important that you be talking with them and talk with them. How can you do the payment options? Maybe you have a 1 or 2 months of layoff, or something happens. If you're a self-employee, you are able to handle that in the future. But you talk with them and see if they can allow you a leave away for a month or two to arrange that. Everything is possible if you pick up the phone and talk. If you are involved with a mortgage broker, and who has arranged the mortgage financing, he can help. I am a principal broker. My license number is M08000213. I'm the president and principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage, license number 13241. If you have any question regarding the mortgage, you can speak to me. As you know, I'm also president of City Pro Realty Inc. Brokerage and Broker Record. So I have the registration and license to give you advice on mortgage as well as on real estate. So this is why it's very important to talk to you about this. Because if you default on payment, you don't approach the lender, believe me, lender will call you and you're going to be in trouble. So that's why to do that. Now, let's assume that you have promised that you could not pay this first one, but you will pay the next mortgage. You're still going to be in arrear because you have not brought back the mortgage at the current level. That means if you have missed one mortgage and you end up paying the second one, you still be on the default, on the arrear. So you have to make sure you pay the first, the one that you miss, and the additional one that you do. Talk to your lender and help them to figure out what needs to be done, and before they do anything. Now, you must prevent mortgage defaults, because when you do a mortgage defaults, majority of the lenders have automatic reporting system with a TransUnion and Equifax. These are the two big credit bureaus, and it get notified, it get alerted, and then bank will start talking to you, or the lender start talking to you. So it's very, very important that you prevent that and you talk with them rather than you being on the defend. Now, dealing with a missed mortgage payment is what happened is that any bank will call you and send you a notice and alert you to make this payment as soon as possible. And here the danger is there. At any time when you default on payment, the bank reserves the right to claim their mortgage back. That means they want your money back. They don't want to deal with you, and they may not put you on the power of sale, but they say they don't want to deal with you. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So how lender will take action is that 15 days after the mortgage has not been paid, you will be getting a notification, and around 90 days they will be taking a legal action against you. And obviously there is a negotiation going on. At that time, you may have to deal with your mortgage agent and the lawyer to work with the lender's lawyer to make sure everything is okay. You have a right of redemption. And this is good about power of sale in Ontario, that if you default and they put your property on a power of sale, and if you are able to, before they secure a firm agreement to sell your property to somebody else, you are able to arrange the financing through another source, and you can pay the lender, and therefore you can avoid that. It's called redemption of rights. So you have to talk to the lawyer. He will tell you number of days and how it's to be done. It depends on how the terms of your charge is being registered against the title on the property. This is very, very important that you talk to your lender and think about repayment plan if they are agreeing to you to continue the mortgage and you will going to pay back what money is owed. Now, these payment options are only available to you when you sign a mortgage contract. Before you miss any payment, this is very, very important that you pay attention to your detail. You always read the terms and condition of the mortgage. What happens in Canada, particularly when you default on mortgage payment, the bank will proceed with the power of sale. And power of sale means they will put your property, they will hire a real estate brokerage or directly or through the lawyer. They will list the property on MLS, and then they will put in the market and they try to sell it. So once they sell the property, is sold firm, you will lose that right of redemption. And you have to talk with your lawyer to find out if under which condition their right of redemption is no longer valid once a firm deal has been committed. And you have to check with them. What happened is the now lawyer who is dealing with the transaction, all the payment that is including your equity in the transaction of the property, all money will go to the lender. Lender will pay their lawyer, they will pay the agents and fees. Everything is paid. If anything left over, they will give it to you. The best option for you would be, in case if you are reaching a situation like that, if I was you, I will talk to my friends, my families, and tell them that my condition is not getting any better. I can't handle this mortgage financing. I have 100,000, 200,000 equity in the house, and I want to willingly to negotiate with you so I can assign my contract, my house to someone else. And so we have pay out the mortgage to the lender and let the other person deal with it. So you take the equity, you sell the property to another person, you pay the penalty for the mortgage, and you are able to sell. Maybe in your situation, you might be able to give back to someone, a good friend, maybe a reduced price as compared to market value, but you will not lose your equity. And you have to look at what is the worst scenario. Either you lose all money and have the mercy of the lender, or you work it out with a buyer or friend or someone who can lend the money to make sure you pay off the lender, and you work it out, or create a partnership with someone who can share the partnership with you and pay the 50% of the mortgage, or buy out or do something with you. And therefore, you are avoiding the default on mortgage payment, and you have someone who's partnering with you. Or you borrow money and you pay, but you already have a default situation. Borrowing more money will only complicate the matter. So best thing is talk with them and see if a friend or a family member is interested in your property. Because when you are living, and most of the time, friends come and see your house, and they know it's a beautiful house, and they're interested in buying the property. Here is your opportunity. Either you lose your equity, or you get default on your ruin your credit record, and you have a problem with the lender, or you proactively talk to a family friend or a friend to try to sell it. You can put the property in the market, but once it goes to power of sale, the lender will also be able to put the property in the market to sell it. Whoever sells first will be able to control it. And this is why it's very, very serious. Imagine that when you are buying a car or a household, they put a lien on you, on your property. Whether you are buying a car, even your furnace, they put a lien on the title. Therefore, your house also have a lien, a charge. We call them charge. And if you don't pay the money on a monthly basis, they will come after you. And this is why it's very, very important to take seriously this mortgage business. When you borrow money, you are borrowing money. You're taking a responsibility. You sign an agreement that you will fulfill your obligation and based on your commitment, the bank has given you the money or the lender has given you money to buy the property. So this is very, very important for you to make sure that you are not defaulting. You're looking at all options. Change your lifestyle, cut down all the major expenses, stop the travel. With pandemic, unless there is extremely urgency, you're not traveling. So you are saving money. You're not going to the restaurant because of COVID and contamination. So you are saving money. So if you don't go out, you don't spend money, you're avoiding travel expenses, hotel expenses, you're also food expenses, gasoline, and maybe you have to buy some goods and gift for your friends and family, and you are not doing all of that. So you have a saving. You shouldn't be in a position that you cannot pay your mortgage. But things happen. You may have a student loans. You may have a credits. We all use credits to pay the expenses. At the end, they accumulate, and interest rate is very high as compared to the line of credit that you get from home equity line. 2.45 is right now the prime rate. Majority of us will have that, or some are paying a little bit more. But this is why it's important to have a budget, a planned budget. In mortgage, we have a Know Your Client, a form in which we look at their income, we look at their expenses, they look at their assets, we look at their liabilities, and all the asset cash saving you have in TFSA, RSP, or RIF, or TIF, whatever. So we look at the whole picture, and plus we also look at your other food expenses, clothing, education, special need of the family member. Some people may have some special needs where you need to incur some cost that is not covered by OHIP or other instrument. You may have to get an insurance. And you have cars, you have to pay insurance for the cars. Sometimes you drive a fancy car, so it's going to cost you more money. And obviously, insurance is high. Utility of the houses, you have to do that. You have weddings, you might have to give some gift, birthdays. These part and parcel with everything a real estate professional or mortgage agent will do to check out with you that we know about our client ability to pay the mortgage. So we ask them to sign an offer because we feel comfortable they can financially handle it. Obviously, if you don't have a license, mortgage agent license or mortgage broker license, so then you have to let a mortgage agent or broker or lender directly deal with it. You don't have a license, you can't give advice. This is against the law. Real estate professionals only can give advice on real estate matters. And since I mentioned to you, I have a license as a principal broker, and I'm a president of Canada Express Mortgage Inc., license 13241. I can give you advice on both sides. So this is come back again, how responsible we are. How important is the roof on top of your family? Because we can't sleep if we are renting it. Look at the cost of renting now. A 3-bedroom home, a detached home or semi-small home is almost $3,000 per month right here in Mississauga, rental, and even more. And then you have to pay utilities. So cost goes up. And this is why when you are buying a property, it's very, very important for you to make sure you do cost analysis, renting versus buying it. And you know if you can afford it. If you go to city-pro.net, and we have a calculator, it will give you analysis how much mortgage will cost you per month, and you can budget it. You can create a budget. So you go to buying or selling, click on the calculator. It will show you various options, calculating your Ontario property taxes. Toronto has a municipal taxes, so there's 2 land transfer taxes there. So you can calculate that. You can do amortization on mortgage. Affordability, you can do that, city-pro.net, and you can calculate that. What is your monthly payment? How much is principal? and how much is your interest, you can print out the amortization schedule on our website. And then what you can afford, you can create your budget based on your income and expenses. It's very easy. You can do that. But purpose of these tools are to make sure that you are not getting in trouble to avoid your mortgage. Because this is why it's very, very important that you don't get involved. As you can see that the condition, market sale condition, I was giving a report for December 2021, average price in Toronto for a detached home is 1.698, is literally 1.7 mortgage average price of a house. It doesn't talk about single, one bedroom or two bedroom, one garage, two garage, or three bedroom or four garage. It's only talk about an average. It's 1.6, almost $1.7 million a house in 416. And 905 is 1,568,000. So let's say 1.6 million. In 905, which could be Brampton, could be Mississauga, or Oshawa, or could be in Milton or Oakville. So this is why it's very important to find out. Now, semi-detached is 1.342 million in 416 and 1.1 million in 905 area. So what kind of income do you need? Don't you want to know that before you even enter into an agreement of purchase and sale, so you don't avoid any default on your mortgage? Don't you want to figure this out, how much you qualify? Go to city-pro.net. Go to the buying or selling and look at the calculator and calculate yourself. Therefore, before you even go to the bank, you have done a preparation work. If you don't, call me and I tell you how to use my calculator on my website. It will help you to how to qualify yourself before even you calling a mortgage agent or broker. I'm a principal broker. I can help you anyway, but without any obligation. But I can teach you how to do it on my website because it's very easy to do it. So purpose again is that let's assume townhome in 416 area is a $997,000. That's almost $1 million a townhome in 416, and 994,000 in 905. It could be Mississauga, could be Brampton, or could be Milton or Oakville. And condo apartments, 730,792 in 416 and 667,269 in 905 area. So based on this, you need to find out what are your options, how much you qualify to make sure you don't get in trouble. You are watching Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. We're going to take a small break and we'll come back and we'll continue our conversation on how to avoid defaulting on mortgage payments.
It's good to dream big, to own a house and a business. Get residential and business loans. Get insurance to protect your dreams. Get your children in university education without monetary worries. Invite your family from back home to share your success in Canada. Me and my team of professionals will help you under one roof to settle down in Canada.
Amber Financial and Allied Services. Call now. 647-887-1696. Amber Financial and Allied Services. All services under one roof.
Zoc. Now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, तंदूर, जलेबियां और फ्रेश नान. तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर. Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए.
आपकी रिहाइश ऐसी हो जहां जिंदगी की सहूलत मयसर हो, जो आपको बुलंदियों पर ले जाए, तो मिलिए रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के एक्सपीरियंस्ड रियल एस्टेट प्रोफेशनल अमित ओबेरॉय से। GTA में रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के हर अंदाज से वाकिफ। आपको घर खरीदना हो, बेचना हो या करना हो मुनाफे का इन्वेस्टमेंट, मेरे तजुर्बे से आज ही फायदा उठाएं। आज ही कॉल करें अमित ओबेरॉय 647-291-8102। अमित ओबेरॉय, ब्यूटीफुल होम्स यू कैन अफोर्ड। डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, LG, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को सीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं, जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
अगर आप चाहते हैं खूबसूरत विजिटिंग कार्ड, साइन बोर्ड, बिल बोर्ड, तो कॉल कीजिए अमनदीप सिंह को 416-577-5128। 416 डिजिटल साइन।
कॉर्पोरेट इवेंट्स हो या शादी की तकरीब, बर्थडे एनिवर्सरीज हो या हो बेबी शावर, और अगर आप चाहते हैं स्टूडियो सेटअप, रेंटल बैकड्रॉप्स, हार गजरे या पार्टीज के लिए फ्रेश फ्लावर अरेंजमेंट, देन कॉल आफिया खान at 416-628-7849. Essence Event Decor, creative, elegant and unique.
Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm a fellow of Royal Institute of Canada, certified international property specialist, broker record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Today we are talking about how to avoid defaulting on mortgage payments. There are a couple of interesting things came to my mind that I thought I'd share with you. I was reading a Canadian Real Estate Association report, most recent report. They are showing that in December 2020, our average price in Canada in 2020 was $606,194. And in December 2021, average price of a home across Canada was $713,542, which give you year over year change of 17.5% considering entire Canada. So you can see that the price is going up and up and up. And therefore, if you have a property, you want to make sure you don't default on payment, you hang on to that property. If you have a multiple property, this is the best time to sell the property because it's a seller's market right now. You have a multiple offers going on. And if you have income properties or surplus properties, you want to sell it, this is the best time to cash it. So I thought I'd share with you. Now, just for GTA, Greater Toronto Area, we have a Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, which is TRAB, and we also have a ITSO, Information Technology Service Ontario. That ITSO has also 22 boards that has put together a MLS system is called ITSO Real Estate. So this is very, very important for you to understand that it's possible that certain data that is member of this 22 board may not be member of TRAB, or some member of the TRAB may not be member of that ITSO. They will not be reporting the information about it. However, whatever information the TRAB has, and we are going to share with you, detached home, year over year change, percentage of change, a detached home, 416 was 14.9% change from last December to this December, and 905 was 33.3% change from last year to this year. Imagine the increase, 33.3%. Semi-detached, 15.7% in 416 area. Year over year, percentage of change. In terms of average price, 33.7% in 905 area. As I mentioned to you, these are average prices. You have to talk to your real estate professional in your area to give you very specific price evaluation for the property that you're talking about on the street, in the community, because we have zone, and we call them communities in each city. The Saga, for example, I live in central Erin Mills. You have Mineola, you have Lisgar, you have a Meadowvale, you have a Port Credit, Lorne Park. These are the name of the community where each prices will be different based on location and type. So therefore, your real estate professional can help you how to come up with a realistic price for your area. Now, in terms of townhome, 18.3% price percentage change year over year in 416 and 33.2% in 905. It tells you that the 905 is gradually catching up with 416. Because affordability is issue, 416 property, you also have a double land transfer tax, and it's very difficult to maintain, to buy it there because you have to pay, if it costs you $40,000 to buy a home, a land transfer fee is going to be $80,000, because only people who have either equity or cash contribution coming from your parents to pay for it are able to buy a home. Otherwise, you're going to end up buying condominium. The first-time home buyer most likely will be working with a condominium. Either they're buying from the builder or they're buying from resale. It all depends which area you want to consider. So I'm going to talk about finally on condo apartment. You have a 16.8% in 416 price change year over year and 23.4% in 905 area. So it shows you that investing or buying a property in 905 area is the way to move forward, because prices are increasing, a tremendous change year over year change in 905 area. So let's go back again. If you are seeing an average price of $730,000 416 and about $668,000 approximately in 905 area, that's the average price. If you calculate that, based on this, you need to find out where you stand in terms of buying the property. Because if you are trying to get a mortgage, improper mortgage, through getting someone to collide with you, work with you to give you a mortgage, and you don't have a proper document, that's a fraud against mortgage. I have talked about, there are seminars that I conducted, how to avoid mortgage fraud. You can go to realtycoffeetalk.com and search for that event on this. For realtors, I do a small presentation through Mississauga Real Estate Board. Just for disclosure, I'm board director of Mississauga Real Estate Board and chair of Education Committee. My goal is to educate people, create awareness, and build consumer confidence in real estate and mortgage financing. So we have to make sure that we are educating you, and we are not pushing you to buy a property that you can afford or you're going to get default payment. If you can't handle it, you have to think about it twice, or maybe have some family member join you to buy a property, because you may in the beginning buy a joint family a property, and maybe later on you build up enough equity and saving, and then you can split that. You both can have a separate home at a later date. But not buying is not an option, because look at this. The inventory in December, I was looking at the report, we have limited inventory in 2021. And unbelievable what happened in there. So this is why it's very, very important that we also look at that. there was shortage of minus 59% as compared to active listing. We have 7,892 listing in 2020, and we have 3,232 listing, minus 59%. No matter why, is a seller's market. That is why you see those multiple offers coming up. But one thing you have to remember, that when you are putting an offer, you're making a commitment to buy a property, you're losing an opportunity that if you secure this listing and you don't put deposit, you're creating a big problem for seller, and also for the agent, buying agent, and the buyer agent, and the selling and buying agent. Because as a buyer agent, it's my responsibility to make sure that my client has pre-approvals, and they're fully committed, and they have secured their financing, and they can handle it before you put an offer. Lots of people are putting an offer without any conditions, and sometimes the appraisal will come lower than the market value or the price that you have negotiated, and the buyer may not have a contingency fund. These are all the issues. For example, you move into your house and you have to do some maintenance, and you need the new furnace, you need to buy a new fridge or microwave or oven, and you don't have a contingency funds for that. And this will lead you to default on your mortgage payment, and you don't want to do that. So this is the trick of the trades, to make sure you control your financing, you control your expenses. Don't buy luxury cars or buy new equipment or buy new furniture. Cut down your travel expenses, all those nice TVs and videos and other events, subscription. Try to cut down expenses to make sure you have roof on top of your family. And this is the only asset you will have, which is going to help you as you getting older, and it will give you the equity that you need to support your lifestyle when you retire. So this is very important to make sure. Do not default on your mortgage payment. Talk to your lender, talk to your lawyer, get some guidance. If you can afford it, talk to your friend, borrow some money, never default, and also talk to your family if somebody will buy from you so you don't lose your equity. So you look at all preventive action that is necessary to avoid mortgage default. So make sure that you are doing it and avoiding any default. You are watching Realty Coffee Talk. If you wish to advertise on Awaz Entertainment, please call 1-888-786-9809 and talk to Ms. Jabeen. She will give you a very, very special package, because you are watching and you are a subscriber of Realty Coffee Talk and on Awaz Entertainment. She will charge you only $500, give you 10 time showing on TV channel, and also 30 days, only $500, but you have to provide the video to Ms. Jabeen, and you have the information on the screen. You can call Awaz Entertainment or visit awazent.com. And for advertisement, please call Ms. Jabeen. This is very, very important that you get a very special discount from her. You can call her 416-786-9809. My name is Tahir Qureshi. To learn more about my Realty Coffee Talk episode, please visit realtycoffeetalk.com and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Awaz Entertainment. Bye for now.